In the interests of first impressions, I've done a great job of putting on a fresh, clean shirt and shaving for you. So if that's any indicator for the rest of the semester, here we go. So I figured we should kind of do a brief introduction here. My name is Mike. I'll be the instructor for the semester, kind of generating a lot of the content and hopefully helping you interact with the content and learn and understand it. And so to that end, that's kind of the point here of this video is I want to be able to walk through some of the aspects of our course so that you're a little bit more familiar with what you're going to see this semester. To that end, we can go ahead and pull up Canvas, and your Canvas course should look very similar to this. It should load pretty much right away into modules. It might load into announcements, which as soon as I make the course public, you'll get an announcement with this video link in it. So the modules are organized according to units per se. So it's really not week 0, it's unit 0. So this has all of our kind of core background information. It's got information about pushing you out to the syllabus and doing some other things. So I want you to go through and look at that, but that's about it. You can kind of review it. There are a couple things I want to draw your attention to. We've got this office hours poll, which will probably take time to load up here. I already took it as the student, but it's got 5 questions for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I just want you to tell me what hours would work best for you for office hours. And that way I can try and schedule my contact points around your schedule instead of my own. Once I've got that, I will go through and make those office hours known to everybody. I'll put it in the syllabus and all that kind of fun stuff. Because that point of contact is a little bit challenging to nail down, I do want to get to meet you and understand what you're here for. And as part of that, it's kind of the engagement aspect, which is the biggest concern I've got with the course being online, is how do we engage? So the first thing I'm going to ask you to go through and do is I want you to interact with me. So I want you to go into this Google Doc, which I meant to have open. But what this Google Doc sharing settings are allowed for is for anybody with the link to go through and edit. So we've got some basic directions in this initial slide. And if we take a look at the bottom, which should hopefully load here in a second, we see week 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so all the weeks of the semester. This is really relevant for the first 2 weeks. What I want you to go through and do is take a look. This is my calendar, roughly my calendar. So I will put in blackout dates that I cannot meet on. So we currently have very limited blackout dates. While the scrolling here, I've got some weak internet connections. And what I want you to go through and do is select a time slot. We're on military time in this document that would work for us to have a one-on-one conversation. So this way you can see my calendar and we don't have this back and forth of, well, are you available or not? So we can go in, schedule that. I am entirely opening it up except for blackout spots. So if the best time for you to meet is at 2 in the morning, I will get my butt out of bed to meet 15 minutes to talk with you, which gets to the point of these meetings. This is just for us to kind of touch base and contact and get to know each other a little bit. 5 minutes at a minimum I'm requiring, and no more than 15. At 15 minutes, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, we're done, because I've got 70 students. I'm looking at 20 hours already just to meet with everybody one-on-one for 15 minutes, okay? I will try and schedule some office hours through the first couple weeks, and as long as you're the only one there, you're welcome to use those as well. You could also ask any general questions in those. The other thing that I'm going to ask a lot through the semester is that you need to interact with each other, and that's going to help get the content kind of solidified. We've got a discussion board using Piazza, which is allegedly some better system, so we'll try that. There are shared Google Docs that you can post information into. You can create your own student study groups, and those will count as course engagement and get you points for the course. I just need to know that they're happening, and I need to witness that they actually happened. You can't just send me an email saying, oh, hey, I did this study group. Okay, so that's going to help you get through the content, and it'll help build that sense of community that we really need when we're in this distance kind of system. The rest of those kind of links are relatively straightforward. I don't think there's anything kind of freaky in there. The course syllabus goes through concourse syllabus, which I cannot click on, believe it or not, because I'm not a student. So it doesn't allow me in to show you that. But you need to go through and read that. The exams are scheduled already, and I won't change those exam dates. Okay. There's some kind of useful information. This embed work in assignments is going to be a useful thing if you need to embed work in, say, an exam. So there are directions on how to do that, and this quiz practice has 0 points associated with it, and it'll give you the opportunity to test that out. Then we get access to our homework. We've got a first couple assignments for homework, and then a page for first semester review videos. So if you were just like, I don't remember anything from first semester, I did try and compile a bunch of videos that I think are pretty critical that you need to have under your belt moving forward. And then we start into the actual first unit. A couple things I want to draw your attention to. At the top of each of these units, it says complete all items. There's a little red mark there. Every little piece put within the module has something associated with it. And that something can be as simple as that you viewed the link. And if you view the link, you'll see a little green check mark. The reason why I did this is if you're going through and looking at lecture videos, it could be really easy to be like, oh, did I watch lecture 00 or not? By having that little check mark pop up, you know you've at least opened it and theoretically you've watched it. So my recommendation is don't click on any links unless you're willing to commit that time. The lecture videos at most hit about 40 minutes, and I try to put them within 20 to 30 minutes for the majority of them. So the lecture videos are there. You'll see them labeled as lecture. And then usually a number associated next to them. After that, you'll see a title on what that lecture is about. And when you click that, you'll then go out to YouTube, right? Or at least it should take you out to YouTube. And we could then theoretically watch the video, which does bring in an interesting point. All the lectures are on YouTube, so if you wanted to go to my channel, you could go through and just go directly out to the channel and search through there to find information. The point of Canvas is to centralize that content. Okay. The next thing we'll see is I keep having to move the picture around because it was the next one in here, is one of the different assignments. This is a play posit. So PP is a play posit link. So you would either click here or you would have to create your account and sign in. And you would watch the lecture video within that account. Quiz questions pop up during the video that you can't skip. So this way I've proven that you've seen that video theoretically. Okay? And it keeps you engaged because you get questions sometimes as frequently as every 10 seconds, but they're usually every 2 to 3 minutes. So play posit, you could theoretically see all of these, but in theory, when you sign in, you should only be signed into the lecture. You'll get signed into the lab if you're in the lab. And all the play posits are listed in here. Don't worry about the due dates within play posit. They're all built correctly within Canvas. Okay, so let's go back to our Canvas site, back to our modules. Because as we kind of continue through, what you'll notice is that it's just a bunch of lectures and these kind of play posit things. Indented, I have the YouTube link to that video. So if you wanted to rewatch it without having to do the quiz questions, you could go out to YouTube. Then you'll see this SW5. SW5 is Smart Work 5. It is our homework program. These assignments in Canvas aren't grades, they're reminders that you should be going out to Smart Work. Okay? I'm going to do this one actually, and we'll see why in a little bit. So when we click it, they all look the same. They're just saying it's a placeholder. You should be going to digital.that URL. The course ID is there. And what you should end up seeing is something similar to this. So when you sign in, you would click SmartWork 5. You want to make sure that you go to the proper course. And then what you should be seeing, because those are just the published courses, is these assignments. They're broken down as Unit 0 or Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, Unit 4 for the semester. The due dates for those are the week of the exam, the Monday of the exam. So you could wait to do those all at the end. That is not recommended, which is why they're interspersed where they're at within the Canvas site. Okay. The next thing that we could encounter, and since this is an assignment, this is one that isn't just a view. You can mark it as done to say it was done so that you know you did it. The next thing in our list would be these things I'm just calling week 1, week 2, week 3. These are in our engagement points. Right? So for week 1 and week 2, those are having done a one-on-one with me. So as soon as you've done that one-on-one, I'm going to enter your points for that assignment and you're done. After or week 3 on to week 16, you can be doing anything to engage in the course. And as long as there's a track record for it or a documentation, I can give you those points. So the discussion board works. The other things that would work would be posting into the practice exam. Okay? So that's a shared Google Doc so that everybody gets access to what students are putting in as answers, as potential answers, and I will be going through and kind of curating and checking that work. Virtual office hours. If you attend office hours with me, that counts as engagement in the course, and I'll give you the points for it. Okay, so these aren't supposed to be hard points. They're just prove that you did it, and we're good. If you want to do your own review sessions, that's also fine. You just have to invite me. I have to sign in, see who's there, sign off on it, and that'll be about it. If you got other ideas on ways that you're engaging in the course and talking to others or communicating with others, then that's fine. Let me know and I'll adjust and be able to get you those points for it. Okay. With that, we really have the core element within our structure for the course. So you should really only be going through modules. You'll notice you don't have access to a lot of things. So yeah, modules, crank it through. You'll note there's a lot of stuff within the modules. The idea was this way you can see that you've seen all content. The last thing in all modules will be your exam. That is only a placeholder for the moment because I have to write the exam and get it put into the software. Okay. Other things to be aware of, Common Core syllabus, please read that, go through it. There's lots of information there as well. Your grades will get updated periodically throughout the semester. WebEx, I will probably try and do office hours maybe through that, or maybe we can do our one-on-one meetings through the embedded WebEx application. Piazza, this is just the link, so if you clicked that, you would go out to our discussion board, which I forgot to show. Our discussion board looks something like this. It looks really messy to me, but theoretically this is supposed to be really easy to organize. We've got all the assignments kind of built in here as our week 3, week 4, week 5. So you could post into those. I also made assignments for the SmartWork homework. So if you're going through and having a hard time with the SmartWork homework, you could open up one of these discussion boards, say in the activating discussion board, and you could create a new post. Okay, and so that way, if somebody else had a hard time and it was at 2 in the morning, you could go into the discussion board to see if you can find answers for, ideally not answers, explanations on how to go through and solve those things. Last thing I'll address, CGC Chem Mike is the YouTube channel. When you get to the YouTube channel, it shows all the videos. There's a god-awful amount of videos there. You want to be going to playlists. There's really only 2 playlists that are going to be valuable for you. Chem 236, C Fall 20, which is this course. And then there is also, if we scroll all the way through this, where did it go? Of course, it's probably behind a picture. It was literally here just a little while ago. There it is. OChem. OChem has the more kind of tutorial type videos. All these other playlists are raw lectures. So if you're looking more for kind of tutorial aspects, you can go through and see what's in that OChem folder, or you can see our lectures from this semester, which kind of the tutorial aspect. Hopefully that gives you an idea of what's going on with the course, and I'll continue to see you in this course after you watch that video. Remember, sign up for one of those one-on-one sessions. It's going to be first come, first serve, and we'll get that nailed down. I'm looking forward to talking with you and getting to know you, and hopefully having some kind of interaction beyond just staring at my blank computer screen. With that, thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.